I think a lot of people in this room, Derek, want to know a reaction from Leigh Leopards, the club, for the news that was leaked out on Humberside yesterday regarding the Leigh Leopards captain, John Asiata, and I know that's something that you'd like to address our valuable guests and sponsors this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first thing you've got to say about anything, and you know, Castleford over there will know the same. The 1st of May deadline is actually a complete pointless thing, and actually we kind of all agreed as clubs, CEOs and owners at the latest meeting that we should just eradicate that, and it's fair game once a player goes into the final year of the contract. Anybody can start negotiating because it's what happens anyway, so it just seems odd to have this rule what makes you feel like you're doing something naughty when everybody's doing something naughty, and if you don't do something naughty you're going to be disadvantaged. So just to kind of put that there, so that's been removed, but it always was a sort of deadline that you would work towards. So Chesney would be on with getting players done, and you know, we've signed players that we've not announced. Clubs have signed players. There's a player been signed from here that's not been announced by that club because the correct etiquette around it, as you know, Mike, because you write the releases, is that business just remains private. Yeah. If it gets leaked or whatever, like the Asiata one did, you don't comment on it, you don't respond to it, you don't acknowledge it. So to see John thrown under a bus by the club he's going to go to, in my opinion, by putting that out with a picture of him holding the cup and words that I think have been provided by his agent rather than him, is not really good behaviour from him. But desperate people do desperate things, and that's what I kind of put it down to, because they look pretty desperate. So business is business if someone wants to buy a player. So where John's concerned, he is our captain. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. We obviously brought him over when he had no club with the old COVID issue, as a championship club into the championship, and he's grown very well with us, as have some other players. You know, the work that Lammy's done and Chesney and other people in the club has made him really good. So we wanted to keep John, and we offered him a 1-year deal because at his age and the medical knowledge that we have and the intelligence that you know we speak from Chesney, from Lammy, from our medical department, we felt that from the club's point of view that was the best thing to do. You don't want to go too long on these, to give John another year. We agreed an increase on his salary that his agent was pretty much okay with, but he wanted 2 years, and we understand that. If I was representing John, I would have also insisted upon that. We moved to do that after we'd seen him recover from his injury. You don't really want to be dealing with players on long deals when they're sat injured, you know, if that makes any sense. It's a common thing in our sport, but nonetheless, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence to give someone. And we have to also factor in that at the end of last season, John missed the last 4 games through being injured. He then played 1 game and a few minutes and got injured, and then he returned against Castleford, against Catalan for 20 minutes and's got injured again. So we're sat with a player that's played 1 in 15 games plus 20 odd minutes, you know, a couple of year deal, and you know, a significant salary and part of our cap and a quota spot. But we felt we got medical assessment, he'd returned to the field, and the advice was, you know, you'll be able to manage him in the 2nd year, and you know, you'll be okay. So we conceded to the 2nd year, and then was told that there was a significant offer, which would need to increase, and we just simply said no. You know, you can't have somebody coming in crazy, chucking daft offers around. If they want to run their business like that and give a player a 3-year deal that we think 2 is risky, then that's their prerogative. That's the business that they want to do. You know, and when I found out the figures that he was getting, which reported in the press, I was made up for John. I was staggered by it, but I was made up for him, and I contacted John and said, mate, I'm absolutely made up for you and your family. The fact that you've secured your future for 3 years on such a significant contract is remarkable, and I'm really made up for you, and I know that you'll give everything to this club to finish on a high, which he messaged back 1,000,000%. He's got unfinished business with the club. He wants to you know, carry out our story for this year of getting up off the canvas and doing a bit of a Rocky Balboa and you know, punching hard at the end, which we'll see how that pans out. So there's no doubt about his commitment. Obviously what came out with his comments on doesn't look good on John, but that's a measure of the behaviour and the type of club that he's going to and the standards they seem to be prepared to set themselves on the conduct. So there's no issue with John. He's injured, he's not available for selection for 4 to 6 weeks. So you won't see him out there today, which will probably raise a smile on that table over there for Castleford. But you will see Edwin Ipape. Probably stealing Adrian's thunder if he's not been up there, but he'll take to the field at some point today, as will Lewis Brogan, which is great to see him now get an opportunity as well. So I'm sure we'll get a great game of rugby, but just trust the process, trust in me, trust in Chesy, trust in Lammy, trust in Dukesy. You know, Lammy is up. He's had a deal put to him that's a 3-year deal. We'd like to keep him. But, you know, if somebody's throwing crazy offers around and somebody wants to take that and the uncertainty that brings, then, again, that's their decision. But what I can guarantee you is we'll be a club spending the full salary cap as we are, with the full 3 marquee quotas that you're allowed, with a top-level coach, and that's my commitment, and that's all really I think anyone needs to know.